Welcome to the 7th episode of this new series, American West Live. Every other week, we'll share a 10-minute slice of some of the best stories about how the American West came to be and California grew to become the fourth largest economy in the world. It all began in the mid-1800s, following an immigrant migration that began as a trickle, then became a massive movement fueled by desire for land, economic opportunities, and escaping hardships. This week, we discuss how 17-year-old Moses Schallenberger survived nearly 3 months alone in a snowbound cabin in the Sierra Nevada. We hope you enjoy episode 7, 3 Men, 1 Cabin, Buried in Snow.
Imagine this. You're completely alone, utterly alone.
Right.
And the whole world has basically shrunk down to this tiny, drafty cabin buried under snow for months. And your only company is, this constant hunger and maybe the wind whistling outside.
This was the brutal reality for a 17-year-old kid named Moses Schallenberger.
17. It's hard to even process.
And we're digging into that story today, the winter of 1844-1845, high up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's all tied into a larger journey of the Stephens-Townsend-Murphy Party.
A group of pioneers trying to get to California facing this just monumental challenge.
Exactly. So let's set the scene. It's November 1844. They reach Truckee Lake.
And right away, they hit a massive snag. Their oxen. They were just spent too weak.
Completely exhausted. They couldn't possibly haul all those heavy wagons over the Sierra summit.
So this incredibly difficult decision had to be made. Leave wagons behind, leave belongings. I mean, these were people's entire lives packed in there.
It was a huge gamble. They'd come so far, faced so much already, and now California's almost in sight with this massive physical barrier.
Yeah.
And winter closing in fast. You can feel the pressure building.
Definitely. And right in the middle of this crisis, you have Moses Schallenberger. He's just 17.
Which was young even then, considering the circumstances.
Right. And he volunteers. He says, okay, I'll stay behind with the wagons that can't make it over yet.
The thinking, or maybe the hope, was that the main group would get to Sutter's Fort in California, get fresh animals, supplies.
And be back in maybe a couple of weeks to fetch him and the wagons. Simple.
Yeah, simple. They probably saw the heavy snow they were already getting and thought, well, it's like back in Missouri. It snows hard, then it melts off pretty quick.
A huge miscalculation, as it turned out. The Sierra Nevada winter is a whole different beast.
Absolutely. Their past experience just didn't prepare them for what was coming. And Moses wasn't the only one who stayed.
No, that's right. 2 other men stayed with him. Alan Montgomery, he was 29, and Joseph Foster. We don't know his exact age, but probably young too.
And the sources suggest Montgomery and Foster might have had a more direct stake in it.
Right.
Maybe they owned some of the wagons left behind.
Could be. Or maybe just looking out for the young guy, Didn't want to leave him completely alone.
Possibly. So the 3 of them, they actually helped the main party get their lighter load over the summit first. That was November 25th.
Then they trek back down to the lake and their supplies for staying behind.
2 skinny cows for food.
Wow. Okay, so first things first, shelter. They didn't just camp in the wagons.
No, they built this. Cabin might be generous. It was really basic, like 12 by 14 feet.
Tiny.
Made from saplings covered with rawhide and pine branches stuffed in the gaps.
So no real insulation, no windows, no proper door.
None of that. Just a crude shelter. And think about the temperatures up there. That lack of insulation wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. Burning through calories, just trying to stay warm.
Making their limited food supply even more critical.
Exactly. And how they stored that food. They slaughtered the cows and just put the meat out in the snow.
Relying on the cold to keep it preserved.
Again, assuming a short, maybe slightly milder winter than what they were about to get, the shock must have set in pretty quickly when the snow just kept piling up. Deeper and deeper and colder. So you've got these 3 guys needing a lot of food, watching their supply vanish, and the weather just getting worse. Hunting seemed impossible.
Right. The deer would have moved down to lower elevations, below the snow line.
They very quickly realized, uh-oh, this is serious. Really serious.
Their whole plan, the quick return, it just wasn't happening. Resources dwindling fast.
Yeah.
Facing starvation, really.
So they make a desperate move. They try to hike back over the summit to reach the main party. Get help, send help back, something.
But they weren't equipped for that kind of travel, were they?
Not really. They made some crude snowshoes, but they didn't really know how to use them properly. Even put them on wrong, apparently.
Oh, wow.
And trying to climb that steep ascent, like 1,100 feet up to the summit pass in deep snow, it was just too much. Especially for Moses.
He couldn't make it.
No, he was hit with these terrible cramps, just couldn't go on physically. Which shows, having the gear isn't enough. You need the knowledge, the experience for that specific environment. A tough lesson.
So another incredibly hard decision. What do they do now?
This is where it gets really dramatic for Moses. They decide he has to turn back. Go back to that little cabin alone.
Oh, man. While the other two press on.
Yeah, Montgomery and Foster would keep going, try desperately to get help, and then somehow come back for him. You can just imagine the uncertainty, the fear.
Leaving him there alone. Just brutal.
But even that plan hit a snag. A really cruel twist. The potential rescuers, the people sent from the main party and others, they got caught up in something completely unexpected. There was a local political rebellion near Sutter's Fort, and these guys got basically drafted into John Sutter's militia for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Oh, my God. So no help was coming anytime soon.
Not a chance. And meanwhile, the main Stephens-Townsend-Murphy group, they were stuck too, on the other side of the summit near the Yuba River, having their own difficult time.
So Moses Schallenberger, 17 years old, is completely, utterly alone in this snow-buried hut with hardly any food left.
Total isolation.
It's almost impossible to comprehend the hunger, obviously, but the boredom, the loneliness, the sheer terror of thinking maybe you've been forgotten.
How does anyone cope with that? Especially someone so young.
So how did he survive? What did he do?
Well, food was clearly priority number one. Hunting was useless, like we said. But then a stroke of luck, or maybe sharp observation. He remembered Elisha Stevens' wagon, one of those left behind. And inside, he found traps.
So did it work? What did he catch?
He managed to trap foxes, some coyotes, even apparently a crow at one point.
Coyotes and a crow. How did they taste?
Right. Well, the sources say he found the foxes, let's say, fairly edible, sometimes even tasty.
Okay, relatively speaking.
Right. But the coyotes and the crow, his review was revolting.
I can only imagine. Makes you appreciate your dinner tonight, doesn't it? Eating mostly meat, often revolting meat, for 3 months straight.
Definitely puts things in perspective. But survival wasn't just about food. It was also the mental battle, right? Against that crushing isolation.
Absolutely. What did he do to keep his mind occupied? Just stare at the walls?
Amazingly, no. He found another treasure in one of the wagons. Books. Can you believe it? He found books.
No way. What kind of books?
Get this. Lord Chesterfield's letters to his sons. You know, advice on manners and society, and the works of the poet Lord Byron.
Byron. And etiquette guides. While starving alone in a snowdrift, that's surreal.
Isn't it? But he read them. By the light of his little fire. It became his escape. A way to fill the endless hours, occupy his mind, maybe even help him get to sleep at night.
That's incredible. It shows how important mental stimulation is, even, or maybe especially, in the most dire situations.
It suggests that keeping your mind engaged is a powerful survival tool in itself.
So this goes on for nearly 3 months. Reading Byron, trapping foxes.
Then, finally, late February 1845, he sees someone approaching the cabin. A figure in the snow.
Must have thought he was hallucinating.
Probably. At first he thought it might be a Native American, but as the person got closer, he recognized him. Dennis Martin.
A rescuer. Where did he come from?
He'd been sent, prompted by Moses' own sister, Elizabeth Townsend. She had managed to get through to Sutter's Fort earlier.
Wow. His sister helped arrange the rescue after all that time.
Yes. Nearly 3 months of that ordeal. His isolation was finally over.
The relief. I can't even fathom it.
Must have been overwhelming. And Martin helped them make the trek back over the summit, which is amazing in itself. Moses still had the strength after everything he'd been through.
To make that journey again, unbelievable. He was finally reunited with the rest of the party.
Yeah, it's just an extraordinary story of endurance.
It really is. Moses Schallenberger's experience is just this incredible example of the strength and the sheer fortitude of those pioneers.
The whole Stephens-Townsend-Murphy Party, really. They faced such unimaginable hardships, pushed themselves so far beyond what seems possible.
And their resilience, their getting through, it actually mattered in the bigger picture, didn't it? Helped open up the West.
Absolutely. Their journey, including Moses' survival against all odds, gives us this really profound insight into the challenges, the risks, but also the incredible human capacity for endurance that shaped that whole period of westward expansion. It's a key part of that story.
So just consider that mental resilience. A 17-year-old enduring what he endured. What do you think your breaking point would be? And maybe more optimistically, what hidden strengths, what unexpected resources inside yourself, or even in your surroundings like Moses found with those traps and books?
Mm-hmm.
What might you find if you were pushed to the absolute limit?
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Look for more American West Live deep dives every other week right here, or head over to our website at historyexp.org or YouTube channel at History Expeditions. From all of us at History Expeditions and the Sunnyvale Heritage Park Museum, we look forward to seeing you on the trail.